The first exercise that we're going to perform is a foundation plank. So with the elbows underneath the shoulders, trying to round out the upper back, you're trying to drive your elbows down towards your knees and your knees towards your elbows, trying to activate your core. The second exercise will be a side plank with a hip abduction. As you can see here, Mateo has his elbow underneath the shoulder and trying to protract the shoulder away from the neck, trying to stabilize through that as well as through the knee. So when lifting the leg, don't let the hips sink at all and trying to keep it elevated the entire time, especially while lifting the opposite leg. The third exercise is going to be a glute bridge. To make this harder on the hamstrings and low back, you're trying to shoot the feet away from you. If you need to make it a little easier, then you need to have the ankles underneath the knees more so. The second portion of this exercise requires you to march in place. When marching, try not to let the hips drop as seen here, and you're constantly trying to push the opposing leg to maintain that hip stability. The fourth exercise is going to be a crossover dead bug with constant contraction. As you can see here, we have Mateo putting the opposite arm and opposite leg on each other and trying to contract towards the midline or in line with his belly button. Then he's going to shoot one arm and leg out while switching, contracting, keeping that constant tension within the core, and trying to shoot the leg out. Try not to let the lower back raise off the floor at all. The next exercise is a standing split Pallof. As you can see, Mateo has his right leg forward with the right back of the hand onto the wall. So what we're going to do is you're going to try to draw your belly button in, keeping your core nice and tight so you can prevent yourself from rotating, as you can see here like Mateo. So try to keep your hips neutral, keep your core tight, and try to rotate towards the right or whatever side is facing the wall. This is the breakdown of a proper squat. So as you can see here, I'm placing the feet hip width apart, trying to rotate the feet outward. As I pick up the forefoot, the toes should flare out. Planting the feet, I'm going to then drive the hips down, pushing the knees outward, trying to maintain a nice neutral lower back. At the end of the movement, I'm just going to focus on my breath. Big inhale and exhale, and then return to the top. The last exercise is a foundational hip hinge. So as you can see here, Matt's taking a deep diaphragmatic breath, trying to rotate the feet into the floor, and then try to hinge at the hips. While doing this, this is an active contraction, so you should feel the musculature engaging the entire time while going back and forth. The low back should maintain in a neutral position and should never break this form. Matt will soon demonstrate a rounded back, which is considered bad form. As you can see here, he's rounding at the lower back. If anything, this should be maintained in a neutral position.